Damn, I've been working in the yard today. Talking on the phone, which I never do. Can't afford to. A cell phone. There's the kitty. She's sleeping. And okay, here I am. So what? Um, Short video. um, Really like your videos. I appreciate all the help you've been giving. Um, I'll get back to you later.